All right, welcome back. We're here again at the Millennium Game Store Championships in Rochester that happened on March 7th. And this is the third round of Swiss. And my name is Tim.
My name is Nam.
And here we have on the left, Nam himself.
Yeah, those are my dice.
That is an impressive pile of dice you have there, Nam.
Well, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
I'm not sure how it was intended, but we'll count it. And on the right, we've got Steve, who is playing Engineering the Future. And it looks like you are playing Noise here.
I'm playing Noise, that is correct.
Oh my. He's always an exciting fellow, that Noise guy. Alright, so Steve starts off with a hedge fund, the old standard.
Yeah, here's the thing about commentating my own games. I really think that I like doing it, but the problem is I don't want to give too much away because I know exactly how this thing goes.
Yeah.
So you can't ever be too ambitious about what you want to say here.
Right.
But as everybody knows, Noise has his ability where you can actually play a virus and it will actually force the corp to discard the top card of their deck.
Yep.
A lot of people refer to it as milling. That is a term from Magic the Gathering, but everybody uses it now. So.
Yeah, it's ingrained in card games and it's never going away at this point.
Alright, so the first few turns here, he's just kind of building up and I'm building up. I do have an aggressive play of a couple of data suckers.
Alright, it looks like you must have sure gambled for your first click. You've got 7 credits sticking around.
Yep.
And everything's wide open, so a run seems to make a fair bit of sense.
Right, I was surprised that I didn't want to run...
nails an agenda.
Yeah, I didn't want to run first because I had the data suckers. But getting the money, I can't risk losing the money.
Right. And Daily Business Show.
That's been a really popular card lately. It's kind of been in almost every deck.
Yes. Because it's again that NBN of it's only one influence, and it has just a universally good effect, so...
Yeah, the effect itself might seem kind of small and innocuous, right? But if you have one or two, especially with just... If you have a single agenda at all in that package of cards that you get to look at, you can just stuff that at the bottom if you hate it, or if you're looking for one, you can just grab it.
Right. Exactly. It can either slow the game down or speed it up exactly when you want it to happen, so... Pretty clutch card. And it's at the second business show.
It's a very good show.
It is. It keeps getting renewed over and over again. And we see a Biotic Labor, most unexpected, out of HB. So it's looking like it's probably some kind of rush, fast advance. We've seen Biotic Labor. There's a lot of business shows to get draw going. Doesn't seem to be a ton of ice.
Yeah, I think... What he had was, he did have ice, but I think he had trouble getting it.
Oh, okay.
Might have been an interesting draw, but I mean, with the business shows, it should be able to mitigate any sort of weird draws that he had.
Exactly. And so you've been playing out viruses pretty fluidly over there. 3 so far.
Yeah, the problem is I actually don't have any other pieces of the combo or engine right now, so it's just kind of... Well, nothing's closed off, so I kind of have to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yes. And so is your Noise more of a like spam viruses, or is it trying to pull off some kind of combo, or?
Yeah, it's pretty much a spam virus. So just trying to deck them, or at least deck them enough where I can just make one gigantic run at the end.
Right.
I am running one copy of the Shard.
Yes.
What's it called?
Hades Shard.
Yeah, Hades Shard lets me access everything in Archives. So.
Yeah, that is a glorious card. Just the fact that it exists has made people play differently, because they put Jackson on the table and then immediately use him because they're terrified of Hades Shard.
Right. Yeah. Because there's actually no opening for priority for Corp to actually use it once you see it hit the table, right?
Right. If you do it on the runner's turn, there's no... And Imp's the Eve.
Yep. Get out of here, Eve.
Get out of here. You're worth too much money. Oh, and Mr. Howard himself. That's a definite trash's Noise.
I'm trying to keep him down as much as possible, but I still don't have any money pieces.
Yes.
This is very problematic for me.
So what do you have, like pawn shops and that kind of thing?
Yep, 3 pawn shops.
Caches, all that?
3 caches.
Yeah.
Got some Gordian... Gordian... No.
Oh, the drip.
Drip, whatever
Gorman
the
drip.
Gorman drip, that's
yes.
it. Here's the thing, like when I build the deck in my head, I know all of the cards by image and function.
Yes.
and it's like the names of the cards pretty much escapes me most of the time.
And I know you have nicknames for a lot of the cards too, so I'm sure half the time you're just thinking of what you call it.
Right. I just have this personal built index in my head of the cards that are going on. So, not gonna lie, with the lack of ice here, the imp it really paid out. So unless he ends up purging virus counters, imp's really good at removing all of these things. So.
Right. And at this point, you almost don't care if he purges viruses because it mostly is just getting around a bunch of data suckers that you're not using anytime soon, it doesn't look like. So
I probably wouldn't need it, but what he doesn't know is that there's very few breakers in here.
Ah, yes.
I think it's just Crypsis.
Yes. That ultra-dedicated noise. Ah, there goes the drip.
Yep. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, he seems to be really digging for ice here. Things are looking... Oh, but he has a sand sand.
Yep, so I had to pop the sand sand.
You got to.
I didn't really care about the money as much if he could advance those agendas, so...
Right. It's not quite as bad as seeing it in NBN where if they score one off the sand sand, then things just go crazy.
Yeah.
But it's still...
That's like a train wreck.
Yeah. the Astro train wreck.
So as I was playing, I really didn't notice many people using dice like I do.
Mm.
Everybody else seems to like using tokens or the custom tokens. Yeah. Those are really popular.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people with the Team Covenant ones and a few of the other different ones.
Yeah, and some of the ones with like, you know, it's real metal heavy like credits, they're really nice.
The clunk those make when you set them down are pretty satisfying.
Almost intimidating if you weren't, you know, fluid in playing the game.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna get some solid bricks that I'll use as money that I'll just slam on the table to try to throw the other guy off or something.
And if you're losing, you can totally just chuck one at your opponent.
Yes. Alright, so Eve ticking down slowly. And again, just looks like both sides just kind of building up.
He was relatively poor at this point in the game, so I didn't mind if he got a little bit of money.
Right.
I was still hurting. I think I was still drawing, but the thing is, I really hate discarding cards. And I feel like that is actually a weakness in my play, because I have to be willing to...
There's some stuff you just gotta pitch.
Yeah, I have to be willing to discard tons of things just to dig for the thing that I want to get.
Okay, and he's pulling back some ice and a biotic. So that, I think, is 2 Jacksons down at this point. Which is pretty good news. You're a little rough on money, but getting out a bunch of those Jacksons.
I think the agenda that I got though was it was only a 1-pointer.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't
slightly out of frame, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And also his money is slightly out of frame, unfortunately.
So if this teaches you nothing else, you need a new camera.
Yes, yes. I have already gotten a higher post that will hopefully be used for future broadcasts, so we can actually get the whole board in play. So many apologies, but thanks for sticking with us.
No worries.
Here comes Wildside. So
Wildside.
Things gonna be flowing.
You know that card naming thing? I actually called Wildside Wildside.
Oh,
but in my mind, it always has the epic pronunciation Wildside.
And I just realized I was looking at, like, while I've seen that card art, obviously since the game came out, I just noticed everybody's wearing cat ears in the painting. I don't know what's going on in it. Some kind of cat club? I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be some furry anime convention. Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with anime conventions or furries, but when you combine them.
Yeah. They all hang out at Wildside, it turns out. Have you ever played the Android board game?
I've never played the Android board game.
I have not either. I think Wildside is a location in that.
Yeah, I actually... I'd been reading all the inserts that come in all the Netrunner products, and some of them are really interesting. I'm like, oh man, I should really take the time to read these.
Yeah.
And then I look at my stack of books that I already have. It's like, well, I still have to read Neuromancer. I still have to read like all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take it really slow.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now that I have Wildside, I'm pretty much drawn up, and
it's time to start spraying virus.
I know. I'm still digging for money.
That is.
It's such a problem.
Yeah, you'd really like to see one of those caches or a pawn shop or something here.
Yep.
Now, Cyberfood will make things a little easier.
Help a little bit, but...
And it does look like the remote went down, though, on HB's side. Here comes the lamprey. which is a very obnoxious card. And also a one-cost virus, which is generally all you need out of noise.
Right. Yeah, my problem with this deck is once they throw down ice, if they all end the run and they're cheap to res, it's really problematic to get into any server unless I get Crypsis.
Right.
But just taking a turn to just, instead of doing what they think you're going to do, is actually, instead of just playing things, literally run everything.
Yeah, to just bring money down and who cares if you get in.
Yeah.
Okay, that was an Adonis over there. So at least it's not an agenda, but it will mean quite a bit more money for him in the long run, I guess.
Right, yeah. So cash flow is going to be huge for him this upcoming part, because I'm still poor, I'm still digging, and even if I get a sure gamble, it's not going to be paying out for a little while.
Right. And he's kind of stabilized on ice, and business shows are still ticking, so things are getting a little tougher for our good friend Nam here. But ahead on agenda points and 2 Jackson down, so still looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't want to foreshadow anything, whether I win or lose. It's still technically a surprise.
Yeah. Can you tell what that ice is in front of HQ there?
I actually don't recall.
I do not recognize the art. I'm sure someone will.
You can look it up.
Tell us we're fools.
All right.
All right. Here comes the punch.
I know my deck.
Yeah.
All I know is that that ice actually ended my run.
Okay.
And it might have done something else too, like destroy something. But
oh, it might be Marcus.
Yeah, that might be it.
It looks like it is strength, cost 4, strength 3.
So finally got my ASOT.
There it is.
And as we all know, I shouldn't care about any of my programs, so I'm going to slowly but surely eat everything.
Eat them all, throw them in the bin. They've served their purpose already.
Yeah, and I can't get into HQ anyway, so there's no point in keeping the lamprey. So
right. Sell it off.
Yep.
You played it for free with the cyber feeder and got the mill and get some money off of it.
That's right.
Not bad, not bad.
The thing is, if he's been using his ice to pretty much protect all of the centrals and that one remote, I was thinking, well, if I did get Crypsis, I should be able to get through anything.
Exactly. You can get wherever you need, and he doesn't seem to be... Well, we'll see after the business show, but he doesn't seem to be prepping that remote for an agenda anytime soon.
No.
So, yeah, I think you're still in a pretty good position here.
I feel like he's going to... let's pretend I didn't know what happened. I feel like that he would just... let the Adonis drain down at this point, because it's so close.
Exactly.
It's only 2 turns.
Yeah.
And since he knows I can't get into HQ right now anyway, it's not a big deal.
Right. Yeah, that is usually how I end up playing Adonis, is you just pop it in your scoring remote while you're waiting to draw something and get that sweet moolah.
Oh, not getting to HQ anytime soon.
Speaking of ice, here it comes.
Yep.
Okay. Did actually pay for the ice. Not a cheater. Maybe.
Yep.
Selling off the lamprey, getting a little bit of cash flow going. And this is pretty much the noise engine. Wild side plus pawn shop.
Yep. Pretty straightforward. Get money, play viruses.
Yes.
Get money, play viruses.
And it's a strategy that has been around since the game pretty much started, and it still works.
Well, to be fair, it didn't work in the beginning.
Yes. In the beginning, that Anarch had no money, not enough viruses to play.
And they weren't cheap, and they weren't good.
Yes. Yeah, you pretty much had to play medium a whole bunch of times out of the core set and these different things. But we've kind of hit critical mass on low-cost viruses at this point.
Yeah, especially if you're willing to use influence. I mean, there's a bunch of good criminal ones and a ton of good Shaper ones.
Yeah, I've been seeing the Shaper viruses a lot more lately. Shikana and Deep Thought. I saw many Deep Thoughts at our league the other night.
Ooh,
which
man.
I was very pleased
Let me tell you, Deep Thought is surprisingly amazing with new cards out now.
So. And an Imp coming down, it looks like.
I believe that's an Imp, yes.
Which, against all of these assets, is pretty handy.
If I end up not eating it first, it's like, well, what do I trash? You know, so who knows?
Okay, and there's another Jackson. So unless he puts the third, I think one of them was trashed, I believe. So
one was trashed, and then one he used earlier. So
that's 2.
So
Heimdall. So Heimdall going back in, and okay, the other Jackson.
Yep.
Makes a whole lot of sense.
He needs that Jackson if
Makes...
he's going to try and save any shenanigans. If I happen to hit one off the hit an agenda off the top.
Right. And you're playing at this rate, you'll probably be playing 1 or 2 viruses a turn. It seems like, with the draw and the money starting to churn a little bit.
I'm actually not going to lie. The big thing that will slow me down here is I believe that despite how much I'm drawing, is that I'm not actually getting viruses.
Oh my!
So I think that's actually going to be the problem I'm going to hit. Maybe in the next couple of turns.
Okay. I guess your deck can't be all viruses. I guess.
It's true. I mean, if your deck was all viruses, you could really get rid of their deck. But honestly, it would not flow very well.
No, I don't think so. And just Persian viruses. Getting rid of those imps.
Yeah, in the past, I don't know if you've had any discussions, but do you think it is worth spending a corp turn to get rid of all of the virus counters off of an imp?
It depends what you're trying to do. In this case, since you don't have any breakers out and his campaigns have ticked down almost all of the way, in this case, I don't think I would. But if he was holding a bunch of key stuff in hand and it was open, or had just rezzed a bunch of Eve campaigns or something, then I would say it's worth it in that case for sure.
Right, yeah. So I actually felt like maybe in this situation, I didn't think he needed to, per se. Unless he was really afraid of having the Crypsis in hand.
Yeah, right. If he was looking to make... And if that is a Marcus in front of HQ, then I guess you could click through and trash. And I think we've seen there's a Biotic in there that he might be waiting for the agenda to come down the pipe. So there may be something he's afraid of in this case.
Right.
And I guess there are those business shows up slightly out of frame that you could just go run and...
Yes, there's actually 2 business shows up there.
Yeah. Yes, he hasn't been cheating by drawing 3 cards a turn and throwing 2 of them away. There are, in fact, business shows. And it's looking like he's got a fair stack of credits going up there, so...
Yep.
This remote is starting to look pretty scary.
Money is starting to become not an issue for him.
Yes.
I don't have cash flow issues, but I'm still relatively low.
Yeah. Yeah, the pawn shop unfortunately can only fire once per turn. So, slows your drip a little bit.
Right. Going into this tournament, I actually wasn't sure what I was going to play for my runner decks, because I had like 2 or 3 corp decks that I felt really comfortable. I'm like, okay, let me just pick one. And then runners is like, well, I had 3 runner decks, none of which I felt very comfortable. I'm like, I'll just choose this one. So, honestly, I probably should have chosen a different one, but...
Oh, well.
This is what we got.
This is what we get. Okay, and 3 ice on the remote, 1 advancement, probably an agenda. I know we saw the one Heimdall go back in, so he does have some of the beefier ice.
And I haven't really hit them, so those ice could literally be anything.
Yes,
and I wouldn't even know.
Exactly. Yeah, well, the only ice we've seen, I think, in archives was an Enigma or something like that.
We could also see a paper wall, and that would actually stop me right now.
Yes. The number of times I've face planted into paper walls is embarrassing.
Oh no. I cannot run through this Japanese house.
Yeah. I'm a very weak boy. Okay, those come in with viruses, even though...
Yes, technically it comes in with a virus, even though it's not relevant.
Yeah,
but...
maybe someday a card will move viruses from one to another. We've already got virus breeding grounds and incubators and stuff that move some of it around.
But cards without inherent virus abilities.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And running just to drain some money down.
Architect!
Ooh, Architect on click 4. That's never fun.
No, that is actually very bad. First of all, if there's anything in the top 5, he's going to be able to install it.
Immediately score.
And then score it the next turn without any risk to me. Without any risk of me.
Yes.
And then he can do some other shenanigans from archives. Or
so he does install something from out there.
Yep.
And then it looks... There is at least an Adonis over there he could reinstall.
Oh yeah, he's got plenty of things.
He's got tons of assets. And
I believe he grabs the San San.
Yeah, I think it was the San San. That would make the most sense to me. But you do get to go in and see that card.
I do.
Did he leave you something? No. Oh, man. What a jerk.
It's basically like looking at the gift that isn't yours.
Yeah.
Like, somebody else got to it first.
This is what your little brother is getting for Christmas. And the business show is still cranking away over there.
Yeah, it's occurred to me that I should have trashed them, but still low money. It's not really helping.
Right.
I want to keep the engine going, and I don't know. Losing a turn might not be worth it, but...
Oh, he does res the San San.
And he already had the agenda there, so...
Yeah, saves
like,
a... Saves a click there with that San San coming in. So he's got one click left here. What's he gonna? I don't know. Is there a way he could?
That score was so powerful. Look, he had to readjust the San San pretty good.
Blew the San San out of the server. It was so potent. Okay.
So I was telling him here that he actually could have discarded his card from hand face down.
Yeah.
Even though technically I knew what it was.
That is true.
But for future reference, he could have done that.
He flips it back over. It is now a mystery card.
Ooh, very mysterious.
All right, so efficiency committee. That tells me that there are probably shipment from San Sans in here somewhere.
Not going to lie, the efficiency committee is pretty scary right now because if he gets like one more agenda for anything, then he can pretty much run away with the game at that point.
Yeah, he can shipment out a 5/3 whenever he pleases. Well, as soon as he draws the pieces. Oh,
Rachel Beckman!
This guy playing the Rachel Beckman.
So here's my rationale for this. I lose one click to Wildside, and I have quote-unquote tons of money all the time, so why don't I play her? When I say all the time, I mean not right now, when it happens to be pertinent.
But generally.
Generally, I have way more money than this.
Yeah. Oh, and plugs into a roto turret.
Oh, well.
Fortunately, you don't care about any of your viruses.
Yes, well, I was going to eat them all anyway.
Exactly.
So whatever.
I suppose he's prevented you from gaining a little bit of money off of them later on.
Right.
Alright, so he's still set up on quite a bit of money, has a San San up, efficiency committee.
I believe he's actually gone through his entire deck, and even though I've had the wild side out,
yeah, true.
I have not really gone through half of my deck yet.
Yes.
I still have plenty of deck to go.
Pulls the efficiency committee.
Yep, gets another click.
Shipment from San San.
San San, you called it.
Yeah, and here comes, I'm guessing, another efficiency
I didn't want to confirm it immediately, but oh, man.
Yes.
So this part hurt. I'm like, oh no, he's got so many clicks to use.
Yeah, that he has, it looks like, what, 3 efficiency committee tokens hanging around combined there?
Yeah, he could actually go melange in one turn.
Never run out of money.
Never.
Alright, so the solution, play more viruses.
Yep. It's an imp.
Which, he is a little down in money. You could potentially try to go run over at that San San, but there could be a pile of terrifying ice in front of it, so...
Yeah, and I don't know. Against HB, I try not to run last, even though I've been doing it the entire game. Clearly.
Yes.
But I think with Noise, the philosophy is a little bit different, because you're afraid of losing... Usually you're afraid of losing other programs that you have. But in this deck, you don't care about the programs.
Right. Yeah, they're all indispensable.
And I don't think he's running, immediate death, Scorched Earth, so I don't have to worry about meat damage, getting a tag, or whatever.
Right.
So I think the worst thing I had to worry about was getting a tag and then him trashing my resources. But I usually always keep an extra Aesops in hand, just in case.
Okay.
Because usually people target that first.
Right.
And if I lose the wild side, it's not a big deal, because I can still draw.
Right, exactly. And at a certain point, you kind of want... Well, not at this point necessarily, but a lot of times you want wild side to turn off at some point.
True, yep.
And so losing that isn't a huge blow.
Right.
So yeah, it looks like most of Steve's influence is NBN cards.
Yep.
San shipments, business shows, Jackson. That's probably all of his influence.
That's probably it, yeah. So I'm making a run. Really, nothing I can do to get in, but I think I'm just trying to make him res.
Right. At this point, he's burned through a fair bit of money, and has been recycling his deck like crazy. So has been either pitching money or doesn't want to see it.
Right.
I suppose.
I think he's just choosing the one that will stop me because I literally have no breakers.
Yes. Oh. At the bottom, what's it gonna be? And it's another
Hey,
road
look at that. All right. Goodbye,
so
Imp.
long, Imp. Good old Rachel Beckman kicking in here.
Oh, yeah. Rachel Beckman. She totally... Honestly, if she's around for like a few turns, I mean, already pays for herself.
Yeah. How much does she cost to play?
8.
Oh, my. Okay.
It's pretty hefty.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, if you've got a reliable economy, like you say, over a few turns, pays for itself.
Yeah.
Not bad. And she is, if you ever get tagged, she just goes away, right?
Yes, if you ever get tagged. So
Okay.
that is the drawback of
Okay.
having her, but...
So you can't use her for infinite data leak reversals.
Right.
Okay, and beta test off the Sansan.
So the fact that I can't get through to the Sansan here is pretty much going to kill me.
Right.
Eating Wildside.
Oh my.
We just
It's
talked
time.
about this.
Yeah. So do you have parasites in your noise deck?
I do.
Okay, because those
They're not very prevalent, and honestly, I don't think I'm running 3. That might be part of the problem.
Gotcha. He looks to be...
I probably should. I probably should have, at least for this tournament anyway.
Mm-hmm. Ah, medium. Okay, yeah. He has churned through a lot of deck. So on your first, well, although he does have that server down there with Sansan. So if you do run through Architect a bunch,
yeah,
it'll just throw agendas onto Sansan.
Right. And since I can't get through, I can't really do
it. The Hades Shard.
Yep. So I'm asking him what we're going to do, because I was like, how many cards in his hand? How many cards in deck? It's like...
5 cards that you don't know about in Archives, so...
Yeah.
Is this the moment? This is the moment.
I did it. I played that medium just to get an extra card, but...
Okay. And you
I got
see
one,
a beta test.
and that's pretty much it. Pretty disappointing.
So...
And honestly, if he doesn't win this turn, he'll be looking through his deck really fast.
Yes, so it'll just be, you're just waiting. We know of at least a few more beta tests. I'm guessing some other small agendas. But he draws the NAPD, which he can store with shipping from Sansan.
He's got 2 shipment.
He's got Sansan
so he's just going to play advanced and shipment.
All right, well, the game goes to Steve there. Thanks, guys.